Joining us now is a man who was boots on the ground in Foxborough yesterday, and a guy who knows everything about everything. Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, friend of the program, the most interesting man talker about her, and also the host of the Schrager Hour, Peter Schrager.
Yay!
How you doing, Schrags? What up, dude?
I'm doing amazing. I'm listening to you guys. I would just add, and D-Butt knows, I have been to so many of those games up in Foxborough. I've sat at Ed Reed's locker as he was smoking a cigar, singing 2 Tickets to Paradise because they finally beat the Patriots and he was going to his first Super Bowl in that building. I've been to countless Sunday night games in that building. I'm telling you, it was like going this crazy, like, this is your life moment, walking back into that building. And suddenly they're the #1 seed again. Yeah. And it's just like 6 years ago, it was supposed to be done. And we're supposed to wait 15, 20 years, but walking around Patriots Place, walking into that building. And yet there is a difference. And this is what you guys are saying here. I used to walk around that building like with eggshells and like, I don't want to ask the wrong question, don't want to be in the wrong place, can't have. There was a levity to it. There was a joy to it. It was like, imagine the Patriots regime with a smile. That's what this was yesterday. They were actually happy and pleasant and, hey, Shranks, great to see you, and not, why are you standing there? Like, it's a whole different vibe from the Belichick era, and yet the same results so far, and it's early, but I was blown away by this team, and it's amazing to me that with all the downtrodden franchises, whether it be the Raiders fans, the Browns fans, the Jets fans, that somehow, some way, it took 6 years since Brady's last game in New England, and they're already the #1 seed again and sitting at the top of the perch in the NFL. It's wild.
Yeah, and let's not even get into all the other sports up there, too, just having success all the time. I don't know what it is, but it feels like they do make teams a little different up there in the New England era, especially with this Patriots football team. The Kraft family deserves a lot of respect. Okay, they deserve a lot of respect for the decision that they made as quickly as they did to get Vrabel in there. And Drake May has just become special, and the defense is unbelievable. Okay, let's pivot away from the Patriots and yesterday. Let's move to some other NFL stories. As Darius Butler alluded to there, you talk about the NFC's kind of Patriots. That would be the Chicago Bears. And I know you're about to chit-chat with Ben Johnson for the next Schrager Hour. This Chicago Bears story is special. And Ben Johnson, jacked, but not just jacked physically. Feels like he should be emotionally because his culture has settled in so quickly. Is that kind of your vibes that you're getting out of Chicago? And were you a believer in it the entire time? Because I thought there was no chance Caleb and Ben were going to get along. And then here we are, and it's like, oh, they're perfect for each other, just like Vrabel and Drake. We are the dumbest people of all time. That's where I'm sitting at now.
I didn't have them playoff team, I'll be honest. I didn't think that would happen in year 1, but I thought it was a great hire. And I thought he was the most misunderstood person in the NFL going into this season. People thought Ben Johnson was some bookish nerd who would sit in a laboratory and just draw up plays. They don't realize he's got a ton of juice to him. He's a dog himself. This is a guy who, was a culture setter, not only, in Detroit with that offensive group, but then the second he got to Chicago was like, here's what we're going to be. And you think they're going to do all this air raid stuff. No, look what they did. They had, between those 2 running backs, they ran for more than 230 yards on what's considered one of the best run defenses in the league. At 281 yards, most ever versus Nick Sirianni. And that's a statement. And remember, Sonic and Knuckles in Detroit last year, they did the same thing there. So this isn't just one of these through the air, all that types of guys. He's also got a bit of an edge to him. And when he's ripping off his shirt and he's, subtly jacked and you're like, wait, I didn't expect that. And he's doing this whole thing. What I'm looking at is the teammates and the players and everyone in that room rallying around it and loving this guy. I'm excited for the Bears fans. I'm excited for the Patriots fans. I had a source text me and said, if they were both to be the 1 seeds, it would be the first time in NFL history ever, going back 110 years, first time ever, that the 2 #1 seeds in the playoffs would have quarterbacks who are 25 years old or younger. And that's a testament to those quarterbacks. It's also a testament to those coaches. You're talking about Vrabel and you're talking about Ben Johnson, first-year coaches who took second-year quarterbacks who had rough rookie years and said, let's wash that away. Let's build this from scratch. Let's do it the right way.
Yeah, Caleb seems to be everything we thought Caleb was going to be. And Ben Johnson's only going to get smarter on the offensive side, and they're going to be able to be paired forever. And Drake May is going to be with Josh McDaniels for seemingly ever as well. That means the future is very bright in 2 cities. How's everybody else doing? Well, Schrags, let's talk about the Indianapolis Colts. Okay, this is going to be my last question before the boys will have their questions.
Right.
They were on the graphic last night competing for the 1 seed.
Yeah.
I heard, did I hear him say lurking too? I think I heard somebody say lurking.
No, they were in that big graphic. They were in the 3-team graphic.
No,
with
okay,
the
yes,
Broncos.
you got us in there, yeah. But then, did I see the word lurking? I think I saw lurking up there in the
Hovering.
Okay, I think SVP said lurking as well. I was like, yes, we need to keep lurking because that's what these teams are lurking around. But the Colts, I'm very worried about us, Striggs. I am very, very worried about us. We had C.J. Stroud on yesterday. The Houston Texans, we think, are going to continue to be great because they get the number 1 defense in the league. And offensively, if C.J. Stroud, like it against Indianapolis Colts, they're going to be good against anybody. Collins is seemingly unguardable, and he's fast as shit. And then they got guys all over the place. So they're good. Jacksonville Jaguars, Liam Cohen, Trevor Lawrence. It's like we got to play them twice, including this week down in Duval. The Colts are favored by 1.5 at this moment on DraftKings. I have no idea how that happened because we always struggle down there. But if you look at the Colts road down here, we got the Jags, Seahawks. Are they good? I don't remember.
Decent.
The Niners, are they okay? I don't remember.
All right.
Jags again, okay. And then the Houston Texans, who just beat us, but we'll be down there making it the Houston Loud House. And whenever you think about the Colts, we were number 1. We were number 1. And then now this injury to Daniel Jones, did we all know about this thing? When did this all come about? And what are your kind of thoughts on where the Colts sit right now? Because I am a bit worried. I'm going to be honest. I am a bit worried about where we're at.
It's a brutal stretch, but how else would you want it than, hey, let's go win our way into this
easier
thing.
with a healthy Danny Dimes. That's how I would want it. I would want maybe the Jags, maybe.
The Titans and the Raiders 5 times.
Yeah, that's what I would
That'll
like.
play.
That would be great if I could somehow.
You already got the Titans twice.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, it's not good. But we would. You're saying hard road here. This is what you should want because if you're going to win it all, you're going to have to beat everybody anyways.
Hardest road that remains, I think, is right here. And I look at those 2 Jaguars logos, and you hit it. For whatever reason, when the Jaguars were 1-15, they would beat the Colts. When the Colts had to win it in with Wentz on that Week 18 game, and the Jaguars had nothing to play for, Jaguars beat the Colts. Like, it's enough already. The Colts have the chance to go in there and not only slay demons for this franchise, but to also shut up a lot of people who have been critical of this team in the last few weeks. I think we all were doing bit of a celebration a little too soon. And then at the trade deadline, when Ballard goes all in and gets sauce, it's like, all right, we're going to commend that because we're going to go win a Super Bowl. And you give up future first-round picks because that's what the goal is. It wasn't to, hey, let's fight for a wild card spot or barely make the playoffs or, God forbid, miss the playoffs. The season's not done. They still have this road. And they still have Jonathan Taylor in that backfield that they can rely on, even if Daniel Jones isn't 100%. So no sauce for probably a couple weeks. It wasn't an Achilles, which was what the fear was when it first went down. You're happy about that.
Yeah, thank you.
And I thought Alec Pierce played excellent. And I thought there were a lot of different things to like about that game that you were at on Sunday. So I'm not giving up on the Colts yet. I don't look at the Jaguars as world beaters here. Go into Jacksonville, take care of business, and go tear that narrative away from everybody else and win.
Yeah, that's right. In fibula, you need the heel. You know? I didn't even know what that was. I knew it was in the leg somewhere, like the fibula.
Not that important.
It's the other one on your shin, I guess.
Yeah, it's not like tibia or anything.
Yeah.
Or the femur. That's a bone.
That's a big, the patella, very important in the entirety of the leg, if you were to really dive into it.
Would hate to lose a patella.
Yeah. I dislocated patella my last year in the NFL. It was disgusting. It hurt like hell. Yeah, it wasn't fun. You know, the tibia and the fibula, also a little tag team down there in the shin, as you know. They were talking about
Yeah. Oh, I like this graphic.
Yeah, the fibula is connected to the other bone, you know, and then it's on the other side. There's a hairline in there. And then whenever you start talking about the condyles, you know, you start to worry about them kind of trickulating down there into the stibula, you know, and then you got it all figured out. Nonetheless, Danny Jones got a hairline fracture in his, and he certainly looks different.
Will you guys be in attendance for that Monday night Colts 49ers game?
Yeah, it's the only primetime game we got all year, bub. Yeah, we certainly.
Can we hang?
There's some real troubles maybe in the city of brotherly love. Go ahead, Ty.
Yeah, Schrags, how concerned are you with the Eagles? It feels like things have finally reached a tipping point. People are egging Kevin Patullo's house. They're not going to make any changes, Sirianni said. They got their absolute asses beat by the Bears. At this point, what is the level of concern? And, you know, with the Cowboys being one of the hotter teams in the NFL right now. Like, how likely is it, do you think, that the Cowboys potentially win the NFC East?
It's definitely possible, and it's becoming more and more likely. Cowboys look like they're as good as any team in the NFL the last 3 weeks, and the Cowboys go into Detroit in what might be season-defining game for both teams on Thursday night. The Cowboys are what I'd be scared of if I were the Eagles. Of course, all it takes is Philly to win a couple games, and this is all an afterthought, and we're back, and they're all of a sudden 10-4 and the whole thing. But that's where I'm at. It's aesthetically really different than what it looked like at the beginning of the season. And talking to people who do the all 22 and all that stuff, there's very, very little that you can hang your hat on and say, well, at least they're doing this right, or at least they're trying this. And it also is, I guess, I would almost say it's magnified so much more in that market. And it's because of the expectations. And that's all the sports teams in Philly. Like, the expectations are so high. And then the media, there are so many members of the media, and they are so on it. And whether you think they're overly critical or whether you think they're on it to a degree that it's good for the viewers and good for the readers and good for the fans, it is wall to wall as if it's, the White House they're covering. It's that well covered. And then the fans have such expectations that when things start to crack, when things start to fracture, it could really be a landslide, and it can snowball in a way that doesn't happen in other media markets.
Yeah,
it's a combination of all these factors. It's so difficult to win there, which is why it kills me that when they did win there last year, I don't know if Jalen and Nick and those guys savored it or enjoyed it or like reveled in it, maybe the way that Jason Kelce did when he's wearing the Mummers outfit and that team did so many years earlier.
Yeah, Philadelphia is a fan base that wants to win right now, and if you're not doing what they think you should be doing to win, they're going to tell you right now as well, forever. Even when you're winning, if you're not doing it in the right way, they're going to tell you about it. And that's for all sports, like you said.
Trust the process.
Yeah.
Yep, trust the process, indeed.
Yeah. So basically, it's just Phillies and Eagles are getting the entire city because the other two, they've almost given up on.
Yeah.
And what the Eagles fans are telling Sirianni is, you don't want us to treat you like you're the Flyers, okay? You need to figure this out. And they think it's a sign of love. And if you're Sirianni and the boys, it could probably sound a lot like hate. But I will say, with the Eagles fans and the Johns over there, I don't like the way that team looks either. I don't like all the drama. I don't like all the shit. I don't like any of it. I don't like any of it. And I'm a big-time fan of the way the Eagles play. I like the way Sirianni talks. I like the way they operate. I like everything about the Eagles last year. And then this year with all the drama and shit, I'm like, man, I'm kind of sick of hearing about you guys. I don't think this is good. And I don't know how they figure it out. Big Dom's just going to have to, I guess, get to the bottom of it. Grazie, prego.
Casino night, maybe, since it's all right there next to the stadium.
Yeah, maybe they stop by.
Yeah.
Maybe that is something they need. Yeah, good call. Have Big Dom out there, maybe do
high-value tables together.
Maybe they just need to hang out.
That's all.
So you guys all out on the Eagles.
Sounds like they're not interested.
Everybody's out on the Eagles.
But that's the thing. Like, I don't think anyone's all out on the Eagles.
To make a run.
It's kind of like
back to back.
Like,
not a chance.
Super Bowl?
Yeah.
Not a chance.
The Philadelphia Eagles this year?
The same team has been in there twice in the last 4 years. That team.
Same team that missed the playoffs, lost in the first round of the playoffs after they went to the Super Bowl.
I don't know about that team.
You think Philadelphia Eagles can win the Super Bowl?
Yes. Too many good players, too many good coaches.
Paolo being the offense.
He wouldn't be on my list.
Okay, so Sirianni would have to fire Paolo, and then somebody else is the offense coordinator. How's this work? Let's just get all the guidelines for whether or not it goes on a run.
Yeah, what's it gonna take?
Yeah,
I'm not going to be the guy on the microphone telling people what to do in their building. I trust Howie and Nick to figure it out. There's too much talent on that team to sit here December 2nd and say, oh, they're out of it. They can't figure it out. Now, from the outside looking in, they don't look like they like each other as much.
Which is a problem.
Which is a problem. But once again, talent-wise, Vic Fangio, I saw that defense turn into the best defense in the world last season. I know A.J. Brown's still there, Devontae's still there, Saquon's still there, Jalen Hurts is still, these ain't a bunch of bums talking about, hey, let's try to figure it out. I think this team can still make a run, for sure.
So you're saying, yes, they win the Super Bowl.
I'm not saying that. I'm saying they can make a run.
All right. I'm happy I don't have to make a decision on that. All right, let's talk about some other teams in the NFC that could go on a run. Go ahead, Conban.
Yeah, Schrags, a photo of the NFC picture kind of got released yesterday, and it was the first time I noticed it. The first-place team has 9 wins, and the seventh-place team has 9 wins. That NFC West, are they going to cannibalize each other? I mean, Seattle, the Rams, and the 49ers, it feels as though it's kind of inevitable that those teams are going to absolutely slaughter each other to the point where once they get into the playoffs, it's going to be a very tough road. What do you expect out of that division? And just to D-But's point, there's no chance I'm taking the Eagles over the Packers, Bears, or Rams right now.
Really?
Well, it was just such a like a statement on the 2025 season because we do this now. We crown a team week to week, and I think there's no dumber thing than everyone going nuts about power rankings. But the Rams were the team last week. The Rams were the team. Stafford's the MVP. The whole thing. The 25 touchdowns, 0 interceptions, and then they're humbled. And it's like, all right, well, then I got to readjust my bearings now. Are the Seahawks actually better? Well, the Rams beat the Seahawks, but they beat them. Very close game in LA. They play again in Seattle. Like, it is wide open. It is a dream season for the NFL because you could take any of these teams on this graphic, and I wouldn't even say with the exception of Carolina. I would say any of these teams on this graphic, and if you told me they're going to be playing in San Francisco in February, I'd be like, all right, they got hot at the right time. They found a way, and they figured it out. The Rams, the Niners, the Seahawks, those are 3 very good teams. I don't know if all 3 of those teams are going to make the playoffs because I feel like the Lions and the Cowboys, one of those squads are going to sneak in as a wild card just based on the numbers and the odds of how those teams play against each other.
It would be insane if the Cowboys were able to catch up and get in with how they started this entire year. It seemed like it was not possible. Then you start watching the chaos kind of happen above them. And it's like, wait a minute, are the Cowboys the best team in football right now? And if they're able to sneak in, are they going to be able to go on a run? I think we all think yes at this moment, right?
Yep.
But once again, to Schrager's point, daily sports talk, we will change that opinion next week if we need to.
Yes, we will.
Yes, we certainly will.
Thursday night against the Lions.
Yes, Friday we might be coming in here saying, just like we thought, the Cowboys are frauds, just like we said. Or on the flip side, wow, this Cowboys team is the best team in ball.
Just like we said to Schrager.
Dude, we've been talking like this the whole time. We've been saying this is a possibility.
I came on with you guys in August, and I was like, or September, right before that prediction special, and I was like, I don't think the Lions are going to make the playoffs. And I've heard it from Lions fans all season long. I'm not doing a victory parade at all because I do believe the Lions could still make the playoffs. But there's weird things that happen season to season. And like the same guy who said the Lions weren't going to make the playoffs, I came out here and I was like, I think the Dolphins are going to be the team that everyone's talking about. Now, granted, they've won a few games, and we're happy for them. But, like, Dolphins probably aren't going to make the playoffs. The NFL is the complete crapshoot sometimes. And in this case, Detroit hosting the Cowboys at home, short week after having the whole Thanksgiving weekend, at home also. I would think that they have to find a way to win this game. And if they don't, then their playoff hopes are really in doubt.
And can we get Jack White and Eminem again?
Dude, how good was that? Can we talk about it?
So good. Shrakes. I think, I am a Jack White fan. Obviously, White Stripes, I was like, hey, what song would you like to walk out to the ring to WrestleMania or whatever? It's like, well.
What'd you pick?
I mean, if you can get, that's like the greatest entrance song of all time. I would take that. They go, boom. Jack let it happen or whatever. I'm like, holy shit. Then I walk out there and the whole thing happens. I'm like, this is the coolest moment of all time. So I'm a massive fan of Jack White, the White Stripes, everything he does, okay? But I didn't think enough people would know enough of his songs for it to be good. And then you immediately forget the guy's a rock star. You put a rock star on a stage with a guitar and a microphone, he's going to put on a show, no matter what he's saying.
That first song.
Wow. I mean, you don't even know what the hell he's saying. It doesn't matter.
The first song is from a new album. That's how I'm feeling. It's from a new album. No one had heard it. Comes out, plays that. It's unbelievable. Everyone's just like, wow, rock music at an NFL venue. That's new. It was awesome. And then he comes out and plays Hello Operator, which is a song from an album from 2000. And then out of nowhere, Eminem comes out with Till I Collapse, and they're doing it together. I'm like, this is mind-blowing.
It's a good show.
7 minutes and 30 seconds, and I felt like I was at a festival. It was unbelievable, and shout out to Eminem and his manager, Paul Rosenberg, for putting that thing together because they came to the Lions and said, can we orchestrate the halftime show? The Lions, their president, Rod Wood, was like, absolutely. They signed a 3-year deal, so not only this Thanksgiving, but the next 2 Thanksgivings, Eminem is basically in charge of who does the halftime show, and how cool was that? It was unbelievable.
It was unbelievable. They put everybody else to bed. Like Post Malone, yeah, right. You got no chance. Unless you bring out Big X the Plug and Taylor Swift because he's playing who I don't know how, and Jelly Roll probably, with his fresh face. I don't know how Post Malone was supposed to top that. But Eminem, and I mean this as a compliment, whenever Eminem takes over the show, I get worried that Eminem won't put himself in the show. You know, because he's like, I
No
don't want people to think they're Eminem. You definitely made the right decision being in. And by the way, next year we'd all like see another Eminem appearance in whoever you piece
Run that
together.
back.
Yeah, do the same exact thing, whatever you want to do.
Exact same set.
So shout out to creators and talents being put in positions to do things and then executing at a very high level, as opposed to some suit that was normally probably in theory putting things together. Eminem basically saying Detroit can kill this, and they absolutely do. Congratulations.
Let's go.
Thank you for doing that. It was a great Thanksgiving. And to your point,
It was awesome.
New song, I had no idea. I just knew that I saw a talent. That's a talent right there. That is what we're watching here is a gift. And it was a great Thanksgiving. Every time we get a chance to chat with you, we're very grateful. We appreciate you, Schrags.
I'm so grateful for you. Amazing job this weekend again at game day, and happy holidays and congrats on all the great news. You're the man.
Yeah, you're the man. Ladies and gentlemen, Peter Schrager.
Hey.